Hey there folks, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the newly announced Trick or Treat Studios Rob Zombie Michael Myers masks. I gotta say that I am very excited for this. I was very blown away, in fact, when I seen them show up on my Instagram. But it's really exciting. I'm not the biggest fan of the Rob Zombie movies, but I do really like Rob Zombie's or Tyler Mane's Michael Myers. I think he does a great job, and it's also really exciting just because this gives us an opportunity to actually complete the franchise. If you buy all the masks from Trick or Treat Studios, then you get to complete your collection in terms of all of the Michael Myers masks, and also the ones from Halloween 3 as well. And you got some non-Michael Myers masks sprinkled in there, like the Ben Tramer mask, so that's pretty cool. I guess Halloween 3 would fall under the non-Halloween or non-Michael Myers masks as well. But I think that is extremely cool, and by the looks of it, they've done a fantastic job. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at them. So the first image that I seen show up the other day was an image of all four of the masks lined up with some knives and stuff. So I guess they're doing the knives from the movies as well. That's pretty cool. I'm not particularly interested in that right now, so we're just going to take a look at the images that Trick or Treat Studios uploaded with just the masks. So we're going to take a look at that. So yeah, first up we've got the white mask, and then of course the age mask from later on in the movie. These look phenomenal. And then I never actually read the description, but I guess that the masks are from the movie molds. It says right here, we owe a big thanks to Wayne_Toth_FX, the artist behind the masks in the film, for providing the casting. So that's pretty cool. What is interesting to me is I wonder if there's going to be a size discrepancy between the Halloween 1 masks and the Halloween 2 masks. Because if you know anything about the production of Halloween 1 and 2, there's actually a difference in the size of the masks, because when this gentleman did the mask for the first Halloween, he didn't account for the size change when the latex, the latex when it dries. He didn't account for latex shrinkage. So those masks were really tight on Tyler Mane's face, whereas the Halloween 2 masks, he was given a chance to fix that issue. However, the Halloween 2 masks have a big chunk taken out of them, so I feel like those would be loose fitting anyway. So I don't know, but those are looser, so it'd be interesting to see if there is a size difference between those two masks. But I'm definitely mostly excited for the scarred one from Halloween 2, and then the less scarred one from the scarred one from Halloween 1, and then less scarred one from Halloween 2. Those are the ones I'll definitely try to get all four of them, but those are the ones that I'm most excited for. But taking a look at these look phenomenal, and seeing them right now, there definitely looks like there's some differences between the actual base sculpt of the Halloween 1 mask, or the clean mask, and the aged mask, the scarred mask. If you look right here, you can see the shape of the eyes is different. The scarred mask looks like the eye dips down a little bit more towards the nose, or towards the bridge of the nose, whereas the original mask kind of comes straight out, or kind of dips down and then comes straight out. The scarred one goes all the way down, and it looks like the other eye is a little bit different too. And you can see how the scarred mask is a little bit more of that almond shaped, whereas the clean mask has a bit of a dip down. Almost looks more like a coffee bean, which is a bit strange. And then also you can see, like, it just seems like there's more intensity in the clean mask, like up here by the eyebrow muscles. You can see it looks like there's a bit more intensity and a few more lines there than there is over here. And that also looks the same down by the corners of the mouth and also the cheeks. It just looks like they put a little bit more detail in the clean mask just to make it look a little bit more busy. It looks like it was definitely less intense for the scarred one, which is something I've never really noticed before. It was actually recently where I went back and I looked at the clean mask from Halloween 1, and I just realized how how different it is from the original. Obviously, it is different than the Captain Kirk mask, but But when this mask came out, it was the closest we had gotten to the Captain Kirk mask, and there's actually a lot of differences between it and the Captain Kirk mask. But I would say the scarred one looks more like the Captain Kirk mask than this one. Obviously, that's not really what they're going for. They're trying to do their own thing with it, but the scarred one to me looks more like the original mask than the clean one does, and I think that's the same case for the new masks as well. As the 2018 mask looks more like the Captain Kirk mask to me than like when the mask is clean, like a flashback mask, or the actual flashback mask from Halloween Kills, which those are different sculpts, by the way. If you actually look at them, the Halloween Kills mask, the flashback mask in Halloween Kills is not a clean HD18. I don't care what anybody says. I plan on doing a video on that and showing the differences, but it's not a clean H18. Or a clean H40, whichever you want to call it. But anyway, back to these masks. They have the reversed hairline, which is accurate as well. That's pretty freaking cool. And just the colors of these look really, really good. And I would like to see if they have some actual gray. It's kind of hard to tell right now, but I would like to see if they have some gray in the hair as well when these masks are released later this year. Now, there was another image that I seen pop up on Instagram, and it looked like it definitely, at least these two masks and maybe another one, it looked like they were hanging on pegs. Now, I didn't save that image, I don't think. Maybe I did, but if I did, it was on my other account. But that looked like the masks were on pegs, and I don't know if that's maybe these specific masks, these, what is it? Oh my gosh. I don't know if they're the prototypes, or if they're like the masks that were hanging on pegs were like final production masks. I doubt it, and I would assume that they're probably these prototypes that were hanging up. I'm not entirely sure, but if they look as good as those images did, if that image is in fact real, which I think it is, but if the masks look that good when they're done, that is it's gonna blow me away, because Trick or Treat Studios would have knocked all 4 of these masks out of the park. And if they do that, then they have to go back and redo some of these masks, because they're just getting better and better. I don't actually have a Halloween Ends mask, but that mask is pretty freaking good compared to some of the other ones. And if they do that, if these masks look like this when they come out, it's gonna blow me away. It really, really is, because this is craziness. Not like after the 2018 mask came out, and there was the controversy of that pre-order mask looking so much better than the final production mask. With Halloween Ends and Kills, they kind of softened the masks of the reveal images. They didn't make them look quite as good. These look really, really, really good. This specifically, this scarred mask looks like a custom independent mask maker. That's how good it looks. And it's not just down to the sculpt, because the last 3 Halloween movies, we got the sculpts from the movies, and they didn't look that good until they were painted. This looks incredible. So if they are somehow even able to get it half as good as this, then it's going to look incredible. It really is. At least in my opinion. I'm very, 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 very excited. Moving on to Halloween 2, because we've rambled on too much. These look pretty good as well. These look really cool. I love that the hair on this mask, the one to the left, is a little bit more raggedy. Obviously, you could mess with the hair on any of the masks, but I just like that detail is present right here. And of course, you got the blood going across both the masks, and they're a little bit more yellow, which is accurate. I don't know. These look really, really good to me. I like the blood. I like how it's kind of more like yellowy. It's more warm than it is cool. So I like that. Very, very, very cool. They might, I don't know. It looks like they could use a bit more color, a bit more paint work. I'd have to actually look at the screen use masks to really see if that's accurate or not. These masks I'm less knowledgeable on compared to the first masks, but they look pretty good to me. I know that there's some set photos of the Halloween 2 masks looking extremely, extremely yellow. So I feel like they took a nice balance here between what the mask looked like on set and what it kind of looks like in the movie. So I like what we got going on here. And I haven't watched Halloween 2 enough as it is to really be able to say one way or another, but they look good to me. The one on the left looks like the hospital scene, which is what it's going for. I really, really like that. It's one of my favorite parts of the entire franchise, honestly, and I want to do a painting of the scene where I actually started one a while ago, but it didn't really pan out, so I want to redo it. But I want to do a painting of the shot where he looks in through the gate, and you just see his head kind of tilted, and then it's pouring raining, and you can just barely see him. That's why it's such a hard painting to do, because it's not really in focus. But it's my favorite shot, so I want to try to make it work somehow, whether it's more stylized or something like that. But it's a great shot when he's walking around that that booth to try to peer in and see where Laurie is. It's a great moment in the movie, and obviously most people would say that's the best part of the second film. That whole beginning part. But then of course you got the mask here, which has the big hole in it. I'm very interested to see how they do this. Well, the one on the left as well has cracks and holes in it too. I'd be interested to see how that turns out. Is there going to be issues with flashing or with the in terms of the way the mask is cut? I would assume not, just because they're able to cut the masks cleanly, or the eye cuts cleanly enough. But sometimes you get messed up eye cuts, so I'd be interested to see if the cuts on these masks stay relatively clean, and how accurate they are, how accurate all of them are done once the time comes. And also it'd be interesting to see how it's kind of how it works in person, you know. I'd like to see that, because I've never had an independent mask of one of these, so just seeing how it kind of looks, you know, displayed when it's all ripped up like this, and kind of feeling it around and things like that. I mean, I have some masks that I've done it myself, but it's not the same thing, because this is sculpted into the mask, whereas what I've done is just cut into some other mask, so it's a little bit different. But yeah, guys, I think that these masks look really, really good. I think we've spent enough time looking at these and babbling on about shit that I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't even know how to say that sentence properly, but whatever. Very, very excited for these masks. If you guys are too, let me know down in the comments below. If you liked this video, hit the like button, subscribe, notification bell. All that would be greatly appreciated if you choose to do so. And, of course, until next time, true believers.